are you today? My name is Kiki, and I want to talk to you today about discrimination on a job. Discrimination on a job. Many of you guys have different jobs where you're going from job to job. And the reason why there's certain people that's going from jobs to jobs is because of discrimination. Discrimination is basically against the law. Some jobs people get hired at, they kind of like have their favorites, who they like and who they don't like. You have jealous coworkers who see that you're working harder than them. You're constantly doing extra work that you're not supposed to do. That that makes them intimidated and causes them to latch against you. And when I want to talk to you today, you guys, about discrimination, because I'm a victim of discrimination. I've been working since I was probably 21. And the last job that I ever had was when I lived in upstate New York. I was working at a assembly company. I was there for about 5 years. Now, if you find yourself working at a job for more than 5 years, then that company probably doesn't go by discrimination. That company probably goes by teamwork, effort, more like they don't care about your background or anything. They just want you to work. Some jobs out here, they don't go by teamwork. They go by, constantly letting stuff get away, things that's getting away with stuff. Workers coming in late, workers wearing whatever they want to wear, workers standing outside the employment. It's all different types of things that jobs are getting away with stuff. Managers treating other coworkers like crap, and then the other favorite ones they like, they just, hang out and eat out together and stuff like that. These are the people that's causing to lose their good workers. And if this is a situation where it's going on daily, then the labor department doesn't have no idea what's going on with these jobs. Managers make schedules. They make their workers that they don't like work harder. And then the workers that they like the most work less. So if you're on a job where you're working more days than others, that's because the managers is letting their workers that they like take days off, vacation pay, bonuses and stuff. And you're there working more. And when a manager is not there and there's a substitute that's there, 9 times out of 10, those managers are hanging out with their workers. They're going out, they're mingling, they're eating, they're hanging out, and that's what's going on right now at this stage in time. That's what's going down. Some states don't have discrimination on jobs. Mostly. If you see a lot of Mexicans and Indians working on a job, not to be funny, but if you see Mexicans and Indians working on a job for months and months and months and years on, those are their favorites who they like. They like those kinds of people. And now you have African American people have a hard time keeping jobs because of discrimination. Black people love money. They love to work. But they don't like drama. We don't like drama. You know what I'm saying? And, if you're a spiritual person, that's been born with a spiritual gift from God, you can sense negativity on a job, mostly from their energy, like negative energy. If you're on a job and you feel a negative energy, like someone's watching you or talking about you, or you feel uncomfortable around, a certain person, or when you're around a manager, you feel something in the back of your throat, like you can't swallow, you can't breathe, or you feel like you're making too many mistakes on a job and you don't usually do that, it could be a lot of negativity on that job caused by a lot of gossiping, talking about you, um, sexual harassment, threatening. I mean, a manager can say something to you that will hurt your feelings, type of thing, you know, and that is also, once again, discrimination. If you find yourself working on a job where, one person is doing something wrong, it's wrong, and the manager, lets it fly. And then when you make a mistake, you know, and you're telling the truth about your mistake, and they actually let you go, from that mistake, that's discrimination too. Usually on a job, they give you 3 warnings. Like the first warning is like a written up. The second warning is kind of like, you lose pay or you lose days from work. And then the last warning is like termination. Before a job terminates you, it has to be a good cause. If you're working on a job where you're working and the manager doesn't give you a good cause of why they letting you go, it could be discrimination. You have to have a good reason to really let a person go. If a person steals, that's letting a coworker go. If a coworker is starting trouble on a job, like fighting and stuff like that, that is a reason to let a coworker go. If a coworker is bringing in illegal drugs or alcohol or weapons or something, that's a legal way to get rid of a coworker. But if a coworker is working every day, not bothering anyone, doing their job, constantly trying to do extra work, to keep the time going, keeping the job clean or the area clean, and just not being late for work, coming to work on time, and not calling out sick all the time, that shouldn't be a reason to fire somebody from a job. So I want you guys to really look into these jobs. If you're on a job and a job is constantly doing these things, you need to find out if that job has discrimination against an employee. There's a section on a contract at a job where they have you sign legal rights on the job. When they read these documents to you when they hire you for employment, they usually don't really read you those rights about discrimination. They kind of like read through it real fast so that you will miss it. But they really don't really sit down and talk to you about discrimination. They basically say that it's against the law to not hire you because of race or color. They hit those kind of spots when they hire you. If you ever go to a job and they hire you and they say, well, I want you to read this right here. And this states that, it's against the law for us not to hire you because of your race or color. But when it comes to discrimination and stuff like that on a job, they kind of not read you that in your contract when they hiring you, because they don't want you to know your rights as an employee at a job, because 9 times out of 10 that's what they're doing. And be careful on these jobs. They might hire you and give you like a 90-day training. I think it is. It's a 90-day training to see how you do. Okay. And if you're doing good, so good that they got other people that they're trying to hire, 9 times out of 10, they're going to try to get rid of you because your 90 days is not up. So you guys, I want you to really look into these jobs. They hiring you and they're giving you 90 days. And usually before 90 days, they got to find somebody to replace you before the 90 days. If your 90 days is up, they cannot fire you. They have to do it before 90 days. Are you guys listening to me? I've been in plenty of jobs where before the 90 days is even, before it even ends, they already hiring new people. You know, if they see that, you having trouble on a job, where if it's cooking or, you having struggling in a certain section of a job, they want to hurry up and hire somebody else for that position to get rid of you. So they're going to make up something on a job to get rid of you on the job. Listen, you guys, I'm a victim of discrimination. They're doing these on these jobs. Now, the state law requires every person in the household to be working. The government really doesn't want a family of 4 or 3 or 2 to be sitting home. We need to be working. It's called independence. We need to be working. As soon as we go out and get a job, discrimination hits. There are a lot of employees that are working on these jobs that's been working for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and when they hire new people, they get scared. These new people are coming in doing a better job than the people that's already there. So if a new person is coming there doing better than the people that's already there, that's causing you to lose your job as an employee because you've been there for 10 years and 5 years and you done got warnings already. You got 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3 warnings. You're constantly calling out. You're missing days from work. And you got a new employee that's coming into work. They ain't miss no days. They ain't have no calls out. None of that stuff like that. You're going to lose your job because they're liking these workers that work. But this is not only for all jobs. It's just certain jobs. Now, prejudice is another thing that's going on in these different states too on these jobs. But most of them are discrimination. So, like I said, if you're on a job and you feeling some type of way, you seeing all of these warning signs. These warning signs are basically letting you know from the door that discrimination is coming towards you. Because I'm a person that's been working for a long time. And the last 3 jobs that I ever had, I've worked more than 5 years. I used to work at a Denny's restaurant. I was there for like 2 years before they closed down. A Shoney's restaurant. I was there for like 2.5 years. And then an assembly line, I was working 5 years. 5 years. I believe in teamwork on a job. I believe that if a person is constantly calling out, missing days from work, hanging out, goof dogging, and all this stuff, they need to be terminated. They need to be terminated on a job because if one bad apple spoils a bunch, everyone is going to do it. And if you're on a job and you're seeing these things, you need to look at these warning signs. I'm a victim, so I know. So I'm reaching out to you guys, and I'm letting you guys know that discrimination is against the law. If you have a lawyer or someone you can help fight it, do it. Or other than that, every job you get, you're going to be jumping from job to job. I've been living here in North Carolina since 2012. And I've been jumping from job to job because of discrimination. I'm a hard-working mother who loves to work. I love to work. I love to be independent. It's not even about the money. It's about me being happy with what I do. If you can find a gift or some kind of goal that you pursue in life and you really, really want to go for that goal, you're going to work hard for that goal. The money is just a gift to you for all the hard work you do. But your goal and what you really like to do in life is something that you're going to work hard for. And every job that you get, you're going to go on these discrimination jobs who are just hiring. If matter of fact, if you go on a job where somebody say, "Oh, such and such just got fired yesterday. Oh, they fired another one yesterday. Oh, last week a girl quit." There's something going on that job. Don't apply for that job. Guys, listen up. Do not apply for that job. Before you go get a job, find out information about that job. See how many people quit or how many people got fired or whatever. Find out what's going on a job before you get that job. Because most of the time we don't know what's going on these jobs, and when we get hired on the jobs, we finding out all of this stuff. That's what happened to me here. I got hired on a job. The manager was real nice to me, real respectful, and oh, we need somebody like you. We need somebody just like you. And I felt so comfortable around her. I felt like she really needed a good hard worker. She actually told me that she wanted me to go in and find out, what's going on a job and try to fix it. She said she was tired of black employees who call in all the time and don't want to come into work and come in late and stuff, and that she was tired of it. She was looking for good workers. And I told her, I'm nothing like that. I work on the days when I don't need to work. And if you need me to work, you can call me on my days off. Unless if I'm not able to. She hired me. I shook her hand. Everything was cool. And then after that, I didn't even see her no more. I would never see her when I'm working. I will only see her if I was working a certain shift, And then when something goes down on a job that she told me to contact her, I would let her know, hey, you told me to contact you, to call you and let you know, da, da, da. She would never answer her phone, never. And then soon as she fired me, she told me all this stuff about how I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and that, and that, and that. And I'm looking at her like, I never see you at work. You don't even work on my shift. So how would you know what I'm doing if you never even seen me? So that's what I'm telling you guys. Somebody was on a job that was going behind my back and telling her what I was doing. They wasn't even telling her the good things I was doing. They was making up stuff about things I was doing, but it wasn't true. I'm not a thief. I'm not a robber. I don't steal. I'm a Christian woman who loves the Lord, and I don't do stuff like that. So if you find yourself on a job that's doing these things, 9 times out of 10, that manager is trying to get rid of you to hire somebody else, and they don't know how to tell you that, so they have to find something that's not good against you to fire you. And and sometimes some jobs, before I end this video, sometimes on jobs, they'll give you a little bit of days to let you know they don't like you. Like, say you start working, right? They'll try to give you like 1 day or 2 days. Because it's just discrimination. And then you look on a schedule, you notice everybody else got 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then you only got 1 or 2 days. That's discrimination. There's somebody on that job that's talking bad about you right under your nose and you have no idea who it is. And when you get fired, you still not going to know who it is because that person is a coward. They don't want to come forward and tell the truth. And karma is going to get them. So, like I said, I've made plenty of mistakes where I got these jobs and I didn't even know nothing about the job. So, guys, before you get a job at any town you live in, do your background check. Check on these jobs. See what's going on these jobs before you get hired. Because I guarantee you, they hiring you to get rid of somebody else. I call it the job chain. If you guys listen, I call it the job chain. In order for you to make a chain, you got to put things together. But if a chain is kind of stuck and it's not getting together, they got to pull something out to make the chain work. And it's like a chain. I'm going to let this person go to get this person. And I'm going to let this person go to get this person. I'm going to let this person go to get this person. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on with these jobs. You know, it's like a cycle. They're not satisfied with who they have. They have to get somebody else that can do a better job. And also, before I close this video, discrimination is bad with your resumes. Guys, check your resumes. There are other workers who have resumes better than yours. And when they look at these resumes and these applications, they compare that with the resumes. If your resume is not good enough, they lie to you and they tell you they're going to keep it in the system for 30 days or 60 days. That is not true, guys. That's not true. They're taking your resumes and they're shredding them. They're only keeping the resumes that they want to hire. Nobody keeps a resume more than 60 days. You understand what I'm saying? They get who they want. And your resume application is shredded. It's shredded and it's gone. And then when you go back and say, excuse me, I came here to fill out an application and no one called me. Then they try to act like they don't know you. Oh, what's your name? You tell them your name. Oh, well, right now we're not hiring. When they tell you that they're not hiring, it's a lie. Because outside of their business, it's a sign that says, now hiring. They're lying. They're lying to you. They already hired who they wanted already. Okay? Another thing too, when you do a job and you're trying to get a job, the jobs that didn't accept you or didn't want you, don't put them on your resume. Most of these jobs not going to hire you because another job fired you. They don't even know what happened on the job. They don't know what happened between you and another employee. So they already discrimination right there. They're not even wanting you to come in the interview to ask you, well, can you tell me exactly why did you resign from this job? They're not even asking you that. They just calling the other job saying, oh, did such and such and such work here? You know that other job is going to lie and make up something because they don't want you to find a job. But I am sick and I'm tired of discrimination on these jobs. These jobs, I'm telling you, they're not telling you your rights as an employee for discrimination. So you guys really, really, really look into these jobs. Because there's something going on with the employment system. There's something going on. They're only hiring those that have degrees. And, you know, if you go on a job site like Indeed.com, they want people that got master's degrees and CNA licenses and credentials and all of this stuff like that. Some people have autism. Some people have dyslexia. Some people can't go out there and get all of this stuff. Their minds are not built for that. So we have to get jobs that we know how to do. Some people can't be doctors and lawyers and nurses and CNAs. You know, some of us don't have that kind of mentality. We only have the gift that God gave us for these jobs. And if you are a spiritual person and you are very funny with these jobs, 9 times out of 10, God is going to take you away from these jobs because He doesn't want you there. It's too much negativity. And negativity can overpower you and you can be gone from there. So really do your background on these jobs. Okay, guys, I thank you for listening to my video. Please pass this on. There's someone or some many people out there who are just going through discrimination on these jobs. And you guys are not alone. I'm still looking for a job now. And it's hard because I can sense negativity on a job as soon as I get there. I can see if a manager is lying or not or telling the truth. You can feel it. And if you have a lot of girls like looking at you when you first walk in and laughing and giggling and walking back and forth and prancing, those are the kind of jobs that you don't want to go to. You can already see the negativity on the outskirt. It's like you are a customer and you're walking in and you're looking in to the job. It's like the job is the mirror and you're looking at the mirror. You can see right in front of you what's going on that job. Don't get that job because you're either going to be fighting somebody on that job, somebody going to piss you off on that job, or the manager, when you tell them what's going on, she's not going to listen to you because 9 times out of 10, the managers are friends with the employees. They're going out together. They're going to clubs together. They're hanging out. They're giggling, laughing. Oh, yeah, girl, you don't got to worry about nothing. You ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to fire you. You my girl. You my home girl. Watch out for these jobs. They are keeping their main clique on these jobs. And when they hire you, they're getting these other girls on these jobs or whatever to pick on you and get you fired. And, when a manager fires an employee, they get bonuses. I hope you know that. When they get to their meetings and stuff, they get bonuses from the corporate office saying, oh, you did a good job today. You fired somebody. Well, that's good. We don't want workers like that, But they're not telling the corporate office exactly what happened. They twisting the lies with the truth and making you as a bad person. And they already used your social security card and your information. And guys, when you use your social security card for these jobs and you get terminated from a job, did you know that that's going back to your background? Yes, it's going back to your background. They're going back in the system saying this person is no longer working here. This person has been terminated. That actually can affect you as a person, as an employee, getting a job. It's just like if a person raped you and you went to go tell somebody that you was raped and nobody don't believe you, you would have to show proof that you've been raped. This is why I call this the chain work. You're being raped on a job for discrimination. They're taking your rights from you as a worker. And you don't know your rights because you just signed the application because you wanted to work. So, guys, really look into these jobs. I thank you for listening. And I hope that you pass this video on to others and let them see and hear that it doesn't matter what color you are or race you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. Discrimination is wrong. It's against the law. You have to have a perfectly good cause to terminate someone. If you do not have a good cause to terminate someone, You have to show proof. You have to show that in court. You have to. And once a job fire you, we all know that you can't get that job back. You have to move on. And I know it hurts, but I'm just letting you guys know that that's what's going on now these days. So I thank you guys for listening. And I'll probably be doing another video like this soon. But I just want to let you guys know. So thanks for listening.